Hi! Welcome to our end of the year episode. This is Redesigning Your Relationships live with one of your hosts, Giovanna Bertisoy.
And your other host, Yvette Baldonegro.
And if you've watched us over the years, you know we have the best end of the season podcast. I would love to say that we're extremely prepared, but
we're not.
She does this every year. You did rapid fire last year with us. I'm like, perfect. She's got it. I do behind the scenes, which we have a lot of behind the scenes. We were supposed to start like an hour ago, and we're just not getting started.
So it's all right. Yeah, it's our life.
You get to see.
Oh my God. Okay, so we love to do the end of the year because there's so much to be grateful for and happy about. And as I was going through the recap of what in the heck has YGC done in 1 year, it's fun because then you get to go back and go, oh my gosh, which first we're going to do this. If you are a YGC client, you know that we're very much into gratitude and starting our days off with something that we're really happy about and grateful for. So I thought, what better way to start this episode with this, just share one thing that comes to mind that you're really grateful for YGC in the year 2024. It can be anything.
I think I would say growth, and I know that's but growth in many areas and like growth and alignment with YGC. Those are my two things that come to mind.
I 100%. The first thing, the growth was the thing that came to my mind, but I was like, okay. But I think I want to just attach to that repetition, diligence, the hard work behind the scenes, the consistency, the discipline, being in alignment,
setting
boundaries, us setting like unity with like everything is like, it's like the gel is getting tighter and tighter. But from that, it's like growth is happening more and more.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's almost like the seeds, all the years were the seeds and the little baby steps of growth. And now it's like we actually starting to see, I hate to say it, but the fruits of our labor, like that's so cliche, but like that's what it feels like.
It's truth.
And it's not because, I feel like it's not because we're doing anything, I don't know, maybe a little bit more intentional, but I also feel like it's more because it's the repetition and the consistency over time of like being present, being available, being completely thinking about our clients all the time. And I feel like we do a really good job of just saying whatever needs to happen, just we'll figure it out. It doesn't matter if there's barriers. It doesn't matter if it seems like a mountaintop. We're going to go, okay, let's just do it or try it.
Yeah.
Like we're very much still, I don't know, let's just try it.
Yep. So I agree. All the things, I agree. It's been a great year.
It's been a really great year. Okay, then the other thing that we always do is we encourage our clients to pick a word of the year. So I thought it'd be a fun time just to share what we picked and how the year has gone.
Oh, mine was impact.
yeah. I think that was a good one.
Yeah. It was impact. Cultivate was last year. And I feel like we cultivated, I think we ended that episode. We cultivated the shit out of 2023. And then this year I wanted it to be the year of impact. And I think we definitely cheers to that because not only impact for me, but for us and everything that we do. Take a little drink here.
Little swig. And by the way, we've not been drinking beforehand.
Yeah, no.
So don't get any ideas.
Yeah, just now and then after.
Yeah.
And then I also was like a layer deeper. Because it wasn't part of like the YGC goal, but it's part of the morning journaling. Like how can I make an impact for the day? When I closed out my day, where did I make an impact? And I made a bigger impact on myself this year than I expected. Normally I'm a people pleaser and I'm all about doing and impacting everyone else. But when I would wrap up my day, and it would be, why is it everybody else? So it really helped me focus and align how I was being an impact for myself first, and then it just became part of my everyday. Like I don't think there was a day, even on the bad days, there's some things I did to make an impact somewhere, and I think that's where the growth happened and being in alignment and the purpose. And I think people always ask us how long have we been doing this. I mean, 5 years this year, but I think the past 2 have really been like, okay, we need to figure out like what it is that we need for YGC in order to give, And then our clients have really helped us find that purpose and alignment, and we're really doing everything they need to do. So, impact.
Yes, and I can attest to watching your word impact. It's for sure. And I said naturally every room you walk into, there is an impact. So I have definitely seen that all. Okay, my word of the year was through me, as me. So much so that I branded my own self like this is it. And I don't think I'm actually, I don't know if I'm changing it or not. I think what I did was we do something called the YGC goal, and it's something that's intentional, and we teach our clients what to do with it. But I've incorporated those phrases into my now goal, and I keep morphing the now goal to be honing in to be sharper and sharper and sharper. So the word that I'm thinking of for 2025 actually fits into just adding it into 2024's now goal. So I'm like, I don't think I'm really changing it. But anyway, this was through me, as me, which is the last, there's 4 levels of consciousness, and it's the last, it's 3 and 4. And I feel like I'm I am working through those stages and moving up the chain of allowing myself to not live in anything that would set me back. And that includes like fear, worry, doubt, all that kind of stuff that we all go through, and work through. No, you have a gifting, you have something unique and special, and you need to use it more. So I've been asking the universe, like, just use me more as, all I can say is a vessel to impact our clients and the people around, first and foremost myself, and then everybody around me.
Yeah. Well, and it cultivate last year and impact this year, they kind of went together. So my word for next year is brewing, just like and they're both part of the YGC goal. Like it all, that's why I think the last 2 years have finally fallen into place. And now I hope you guys are ready for us in 2025 because I mean, yeah, there's a lot coming. And also that makes me think what we thought about YGC. Oh, sorry, behind the scenes here. What we thought about YGC with growth, I think your now goal, or your YGC goal with my YGC goal, and your word with my word, which maybe YGC needs to have a word next year. We need to put that on our list.
A YGC word?
A YGC word of the year. Because I think it would have been growth this year.
New piece of paper.
It would have been growth because of what happened. Or, yeah, I like that. And we can have that part of our messaging. And actually a YGC goal.
That is a great idea.
We should wrap up the episode. We're done.
YGC
goal. A YGC squared goal. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Bye. See you later. It's really nice seeing you.
Cheers.
Cheers to 2024.
Cheers. We did.
Ding.
Nailed it.
Just kidding. Because it's important to go back. Okay, so one thing I love to do.
Drink. We're going to drink real quick. We can pause.
Besides drink is, and it might be short-term memory, it might be early dementia, I don't know. But I like to go back and look at the calendar and go, what happened in 2024? Because I personally don't want to move forward until we are so grateful and say the things that were so amazing in 2024.
Yeah, it's self-reflection December. That is the YGC topic. That is the YGC messaging. So we just left gratitude. So perfect. We're going into self-reflection. And this whole month, if you're following us on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook, we have one post a week. It's tiny, but it's just little tips on how to self-reflect and for self. This is all. Everything we do is for self. And just going back and giving yourself, it's 5 minutes a day in the morning, at night, but go back and self-reflect and do the exercise that I think we're going to do right now. And just go January, February, March. Actually, Instagram does a great job with putting your 12 photos of the year, and it can be whatever you want. But I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through each month. We're going to go through,
but I'm not doing it by month. I kind of did it by categories.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay. So wait, first I need a refresher.
Please hold.
Because
while she's refreshing, I will have a lot of behind the scenes before this episode airs, because compared to last year, remember when our whole lighting situation was falling apart with the box at your other house, and then we put those boxes because it was, and then mid episode they started falling. Okay. So anyway, because our tech team and our behind the scenes team is off, we gave them off for December. We should have had gnomes and elves on the shelves helping us today. It took us forever, and what it looks like here versus what it looks like here is gonna be great. So we'll put those on.
Okay. First of all, listen, we always talk about work, but what I do want to say is that we are real people and we have real lives and things happen. And so I wrote down like just some highlights of like personally. First of all, when I look back on our calendar, you did a shitload of traveling, which is amazing. I love it. I was going, oh my gosh, Gio did a lot on the weekends. Like you did a lot of like short-term.
Well, yeah, because Alex went to college.
Okay, but it was more than that. But
okay.
Yeah. But one thing is your Gigi mode is on fire. On fire.
It really is. That was Gigi Mondays, and it's crazy because that season's coming to an end because he's
Wait, Gigi meaning she's an aunt and she has a nephew and she watches them every Monday.
Gigi is what my 2 nephews call me already. I have a 22-year-old nephew, which he's graduating this year, actually this month. And hi, Drew. And we're super excited. He's graduating from Texas State. And then I have a 13-year-old nephew. And I just was blessed with a 1.5-year-old nephew. Now, as of today, he's 1.5. And I have been able to watch him every Monday for the past, year, pretty much. And Gigi Mondays are rough. I told her, Yvette, I'm in bed by 8:30. But it is such a beautiful thing to be able to, like, be present. How I wish that I would have had that kind of time, which I hope there are people watching that have little ones and go, you do have to make it, be intentional, be purposeful. I have cleared my Mondays and now Chris is off on Mondays and it's just beautiful what he gets to be part of, what we get to have, and just seeing him grow up. And now he's going to school and we're only going to have him I think we're going to pull him out of school. I haven't told my sister yet, but we're really going to pull him out of school on Mondays and have half Gigi Christmas, half Mondays, because I don't know if we can just go cold turkey, go, okay, you're on to school.
And I think it's funny how sometimes he gets branded.
He does. He's got the YGC brand on him. We look great. Some outfits we've gotten together. So
I love it. Okay. I moved.
Yes.
That was the whole move thing, finding a house. What the hell am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. That was the whole thing. And we're actually in my house. I'm not going to show you my house.
We upgraded the backdrop from last year to this year. So if you want to go back and watch it, but I think this house is a total Yvette house.
Yeah, I do.
I do too. I got FOMO and I was like, I want to go redo my whole house. It's a pain, but it's also the beauty of you get to do whatever you want. It's branded to you.
It really is. And I have to say, this is again, I think the year was I just think life. This is life. It's not the year. I think it's sometimes things happen that it doesn't always seem like it's going to work out. And it always seems like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to this? Why is this not? But then when you're on the other side of it, you can look back and go, you know what? When you think something's not going your way, in all reality, you don't know how that's all going to turn out. And it really has turned out to be a huge blessing, and the move. And absolutely, I will say, even when all the boxes were not unpacked, I feel more at home here. I couldn't figure out why, but I'm I really do feel like it's more homey. It's more of a home. And I don't know. And one of the other things we're going to mention that I'll just say now, is that I'm going to be a grandma in 2000.
You almost said it.
I don't know. I almost said it.
I'm going to say she's going to be a yaya in 2025.
In 2025. And so even that was I have a yard. I'm building an outdoor structure for it so we can all be outside because we love being outside. And this seems
that
like
would have really happened in the last
It would have never happened. And get this, going up and down those stairs for a little one would have been a nightmare. We would have all been crammed in the downstairs. And this house has more of an open floor plan or floor thing. There's a lot of space
right here. I already have yaya space going over here. I love it.
So it's I don't know, but that's exciting. So I'm really excited.
This is the perfect insert for people who hate. I hate when people say everything happens for a reason. Good, bad, neutral. Yes, everything happens for a reason. And I rewind 3-4 months ago. It was a nightmare for you, but now you're I remember coming here the first time and I was yes, this was supposed to happen.
And because again, I feel like sometimes people go, oh, your guys' lives always work out and everything. No, I knew I was going to have to move. The search, I was so nothing is what I want. This is not working out. I literally kept telling myself, have a better attitude, be grateful. Again, the gratitude part of it, be grateful. Look at this. I get to go look for a new house. I get to go look for a new space. I get to create whatever I want. And I think the last one I just said,
perfect. I get to create whatever I want.
the space that I want. So when I came into this house, I could visually see like this is more family driven, more family orientated, and more me. And so again, it was my intention of I don't like with the situation that I'm in, but I get to go create what I want. So yes, I had something that I didn't want to have to do, but turning it around to, but wait a minute, let me spin it and go, I now get to have what I want. So again, you guys, we don't have perfect lives, but it's our mindset of how we're looking at something that makes all the difference in the world. So yes,
all these nuggets.
I get to be a grandma.
I get to be
She
gets to be a Yaya.
And that's gonna be a whole new life.
We're gonna have a Yaya and Gigi show. We should do it like a quick weekly Yaya Gigi show where we just get on Fridays and be like, okay, let's vent. You vent as a Yaya, I vent as a Gigi, but remember Gigi is an act at the end. I'm not a grandma yet. And then we can just do a quick
and video content to go with that.
Just do it.
Our world is Gigi and Yaya.
Hey, and don't think we're not gonna have some branded outfits.
Oh, I'm sorry. We already do have a branded outfit.
Yes.
Can you guys see?
Oh,
you
know what?
Boobs.
Sorry. And because Geo is crazy, well, not crazy. We've already been doing some great collabs, but I am a little crazy. I am manifesting some more amazing collabs. So if you're watching this and you are a female-owned brand who has leisure wear,
call us.
Comfy, cozy leisure wear, we are ready for women-owned drinks. Like whatever it is, it fits in with our demographic. We're here to serve you, but at the same time, look how amazing we look. 2 different looks, 2 different vibes. But yes, leisure wear is in it because we do a retreat every year, and our clients could be dressed just like us in their own color. So just throwing it out there, manifestation, and throwing it out into the world. So,
go girl.
But thank you for buying our outfits. Thank you. I appreciate it. Our pajamas did not come in time.
You look amazing.
You look amazing.
Okay, let's see what else. All right. The other thing was, we have children. Guess what, guys? There's 6 children between us. So we have children. Yeah. We had a child who graduated from high school and went off to college. So cheers to Alex. And I'm sorry, I didn't mention all the kids. All of you did amazing things, but I'm just doing the highlights. We had a child move home, which was a big deal to have someone come home after 7 years of being in a whole nother state.
Season of change.
And then the baby coming that we already mentioned.
Yes, baby is coming.
Baby's coming. So those are big changes in our lives. Okay, so let's get to YGC. So one of the fun things I like to do, again, going all the way back through a whole year, is what the heck did we do in 2024? We started off the year running, and we were part of the Growth Summit, and we were speaking at that. And so some of these things I just want to say, I didn't list everything, and so please don't get your feelings hurt if I don't mention you as a client or a thing. But these are just some of the things.
Just comment, non-troll but comment if we missed something because our brains. It is the end of the year, and this is our banter, fun, we're real people podcast. But if we miss something, we want to highlight you. So please just put it in the comments because we would love to hear something that we missed. So because we did do a lot.
We did do a lot, and I will say. Love the Growth Summit. Love the opportunity in any conference to be invited to go speak, share, and be a part of and support in any way that we can. We're always so grateful for that. Okay, then something that Gio and I love to do every year, and you can talk about it, the giving gown.
I know, it's coming up. I can't believe it's coming up. So this will be our 3rd year. 2025 will be our 3rd year as the empowerment directors for the Giving Gown, and that organization has been around for over a decade. It's beautiful because Yvette and I take off a week, and we get to serve 1,000 girls, juniors and seniors from the Houston area. They come in, we do a very up-to-date, and that's something that always grows and evolves. 45-minute empowerment on what's next, what's after high school, boundaries, very similar to what we do with our clients, like boundary setting, seasons of change. Most of them are not going to college or university. So what are the options?
Expectations.
Yeah, expectations, boundaries with your family, because a lot of these girls are supporting their families, living with their families. So we spend a whole week of giving. I have been part of that organization for almost 6-7 years. So it's their field trip. It's the only field trip these girls ever get. It's again, junior, senior year. They come, they spend half a day with us. They get a prom dress, a clutch, so they get a fairy godmother. So you can sign up to do this if you want to volunteer. For 45 minutes, you get to go shop with these girls. Most of them have never shopped before. They get an empowerment series with us. They get to have lunch there. They get a financial literacy class with the junior league. So the junior league comes and helps us. And so that's what they get and then photos and just being part of a community and hearing their story. So we're always looking for godmothers. You can sign up starting January 8th. And then we're always looking for seamstresses because a lot of these gowns need to get fitted for the girl the day of. So we're always looking for seamstresses. We'll have those links here. But this will be our 3rd year, and we do it in February. And talk about giving back. And it just, again, it brings us back to what YGC does and how we wish it shouldn't just be for these girls once a week. This should be empowerment, should be part of high school, should be part of what's next.
Gosh, yes.
That's a whole episode. We should put that as an episode for next year. But it does, it's things that people don't teach you, and resume building is something that we're going to add in. We really wanted another partner to come in this year, and they're not going to be able to, but resume building, these girls don't even have computers. So, apps, how to get scholarships, grants for those girls who are trying to get into college, because there's so much money out there. So that's what we do. We get to do that for a week, and I love it. And we'll have the link so that you can join us. And then if you have questions, just reach out to us on that. So.
And if you have something, whether it's a product or financially you want to help us help them with our empowerment session, we're all about
cards, we give them gift cards. Clutches are always super important. There's already a list at the Giving Gown on how you can support for their swag bags.
Okay, but I'm going to put a shameful plug. If you want to support us supporting them, and you say Yvette and Gio, whether we're always talking about the backdrop. We've talked about that. Which,
you know what? I am going to shout out to Marianne from CDA, because she supports us, support the Giving Gown, and she gives toothpaste, toothbrush, and floss for the swag bag, which again, we don't think, why would they need that? This will be her 3rd year also donating, and that's just because she's heard us and she's like, yes, I want to be part of this, and these girls need that. So yes.
Yeah. So anyway, you want to support, we're
YGC 2GG, because it's Giving Gown, get it? I'm gonna make a rap song. Boom, boom.
Okay, I just want to mention, it's not necessarily YGC, but I wanted to mention the Fight for Freedom.
Of course, it's philanthropy. I love
it. That's my personal philanthropy that I love doing every year. It is helping with sex trafficking, and it is getting the awareness. And this is, God, I'm not kidding when I say this. It's everywhere. Please don't think because you live in the suburbs or out in the country that it's not hitting you. It does. Don't think that your child is not susceptible to this, because they are. Any child online, anyone who's interacting on has a phone. Yeah, basically anybody who has a phone. There are people out there hunting and looking for your kids in every kind of aspect. And here's the sad thing: the number one person that your children and even yourself can be trusting is another woman. It's horrifying to think that women turn in women. But anyway, that is my personal. And if you just get with us, send us a DM.
Everything that we're gonna have links, so you can say Giving Gown here, Fight for Freedom here, because if something speaks to you or you have more questions, we want to give you all the information.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate we live in the number one city who is cultivating sex trafficking. Okay, so now happy Haven 2024. I have to say, I'm gonna boast about us. I don't care if this sounds arrogant. I don't care. I feel like Haven 1 was we have these thoughts, these concepts, we want to serve these women. How can we really do? It was not that it was experimental, but it was we just threw things out. I'm this is our vision. Yeah, it was a foundation of this is what we really want. And it was amazing. I feel year 2 was now let's add in the details and the experience and the feeling and the, and I will say this, the number one thing that everyone said last year was that it was such a safe space. Oh my God, I don't even want to cry already. Safe space for women to attend, to have 48 hours just for themselves, to fill their cups, to feel the love, to feel, feel seen and heard, which may be the theme for this 2025, but that they felt just so welcome. And what was so amazing is we actually had people we didn't even know attend, which just, I cannot express more gratitude for someone who comes into a space that they don't know anybody, but they're so trusting to say, I trust these women, I trust what I've seen, and they trusted their own instincts to say, I want to be a part. It was beautiful. And actually, was it one more space or two more spaces that we have left?
We have one more space left.
One more space. So if you are someone out there that has been contemplating, should I attend? It's not even
Don't think about it.
Don't even think about it. It's a gift to yourself. And the fact that we can say now in December that there's only one spot left for February, it speaks upon itself. Just do it for you.
Talk about gratitude. And it's so crazy because Yvette and I, for this year, our previous life, we weren't in the event industry and produced events, but when you get to produce events, because we're going to talk about another one later, for your clients and community, and selfishly but not selfishly for ourselves, I mean, talk about like, I felt like I was at the retreat. Like it was like, I felt like I was hosting, getting, pouring, receiving, and again, we're doing it again. This is our third annual, and it's like, I want more. Like I want more. And
yes.
Not to say like I've been on retreats. This is it, and it is a one of a kind thing because it's everything you need that you didn't know you needed, and it changes every year. So for our OG clients who are coming third year in a row, it's like it's never the same. And then obviously where it's at, we love Round Top, we love the Frenchie, Amy. Shout out to Amy because she does an amazing job. But for Yvette and I to be able to just literally pick up the night before, show up, get the details ready that we want, not the details that we would do if we were doing another event, and then be part of it. And shout out to Evelyn who was our concierge last year.
Shout out to Evelyn.
So sad she's not going to make it this year, but I go, you know what? We need a concierge. We need to be part of it. We need to decompress. And then just to hear, like you said, the safe space we created. And I can't believe that this is 48 hours. Most women haven't given themselves 48 hours. So we're excited about 2025 and where this is going to go. And yes, if you're watching and there's still a spot left, that's yours. So pick it up.
That's yours. Okay, I'm just going to mention this. We always do workshops.
Oh yeah.
There was tons of workshops, the content creation, doing them for businesses.
Yes. Our team workshops were great.
Team workshops. And then speaking engagement panels. We did SIP, what was it called? SIP, Savor, and Crown, different panels that we went and spoke at throughout the whole year. Very grateful for that.
Yeah. If there's something that's in alignment with our brand, who we serve, and I say this in a way because every year we set those boundaries, but I'm like, just reach out to us because if we can serve your community in a way where it serves us and also on the back end, because we don't want to waste your time or our time, but we do want to be part of that because we have been part of so many women communities that we have helped grow. I'm going to throw that out there. We have brought our community there, but we've in return also met women who are like, I wasn't going to come today. I wasn't, haven't gone to an event. And they showed up, they heard something either from us, another panelist, another speaker, and this is the gift of giving to yourself. So check out our calendar for 2025 because we are going to be in multiple places, but thank you to everyone who had us out because there was multiple communities that had us out.
Yeah, always an honor to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the last two things, there's on this part of it. We had the opportunity to write a chapter in a collaborative book.
Where's your book? Why isn't it here?
Okay, when we run and get it.
Wait, is it somewhere I can grab it because no one's there?
No, but I can run and get it. Hold.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, you know what? We'll put it in the link.
Okay, we'll put. It was a. Oh my God, the other thing. No, I'm gonna go grab because I'm gonna grab the other thing too. Okay. No, you go grab it. It's in my. Go in my room and turn right and right. There is a closet, and I think my yoga ball fell. So just push and grab a journal. Okay. Okay. So, thank you to Chris for even my hair. I just flipped. Okay. For inviting us and asking us if we would participate in the a book collaboration of Latinas that were discussing and talking about and sharing their personal stories about their journey, the culture that we all came from, and leaving legacies. And here's the book. So Gio and I actually have our YG story in this book that tells how did these two knucklehead ladies from completely different families come together and create YGC, kind of like the
I
why.
should have a stocking stuffer for it. Dang it, right here, right here. Okay, sorry.
The why behind the YGC. Like, how the heck did all this happen? So if you're a nosy Nelly like me and you want to know how it all happened, then buy the book. The link will be in there. It's just $10. And by the way, I know this is a shameful plug, but for $10, it really is a nice hostess gift, or for a family member that is thinking about being entrepreneurial, starting a business, being in business, needing more like that woman empowerment feel of like, I need encouragement, hearing from all the different stories from the ladies that are in there.
I think it's a good, like, if you're a woman, especially if you're Latina, but if you're a woman and you're like, oh, my voice doesn't matter.
It matters.
These 17 chapters will teach you that your voice matters, because we say this and we said it in the podcast and everything up. Like, no one's going to tell your story but you. And we get asked the story about YGC all the time, because I don't know why we just don't. I think we have an episode on it now, but there it is. It's just one chapter. And what I love about that book, if you're like, I'm not a reader, it's not an audiobook, I'm an audio person, you just have to pick up one chapter and then you put it down. And then when you want to go listen to another author's story, and these are real women, like, this isn't made up, this is real. And there's a YGC in Canada. There's another dynamic duo. So it's like, oh my God, we're not the only ones doing this. So it's a great gift, but to yourself. And then just pick up a couple of copies, because like you said, for hostess gifts, or when you're going to a party, someone's house, it's a great gift. So
a birthday gift for a friend. Okay. Where am I now?
Okay, can we come back to this one?
Yeah, we're coming back to that one. Okay. This is the big one. This year, we did something that we've been thinking about forever, and it was like YG collaborations and all of our event industry knowledge and experience came together, had a baby, and spit out the YGC collective.
Oh my God.
In which we could do a whole nother episode just on
We already have an episode on it, so go back and listen to it. But that makes me want to cry over and over again for so many reasons, but in a great way. All in a growth way. So
God, did we grow? We grew.
It's like Haven is, we're going on our third, and it's like the labor of love. And people think, oh, it takes us a year to plan Haven. 1 year. Just like it takes us a whole year to plan the collective. So people are like, oh my God, I don't understand. Yes, a whole year. The collective was our baby. It's like we had a baby together.
We did have a baby. Yay, cheers. Why'd you say it, a baby?
Oh my God. So, yes. Let me drink real quick.
When we started this journey, you never know how things are going to unfold. And again, it all goes back to you just have to say yes. You just have to try. You just have to go, I don't know how this is all going to come together. And we didn't have all the answers, and it doesn't matter. We know that we're good at what we do. We very much intentionally think to ourselves, what do the women need that we serve? And what do the women in the greater Houston area need that we serve?
Yes.
How can we make this different? How can we make this something that someone's going to come and really have an amazing experience at? And really thinking through those steps, and not just going like, oh, it's a conference, we're just going to do X, Y, and Z. No, let's do ABC, because it's never been done before.
It's never been done before. I don't think anyone's going to be able to replicate it. It's just like Haven. Haven is a different type of retreat altogether. But we named it the collective. We're very intentional about how we name things, what we do, the pricing. If it weren't for the women, I'm gonna cry, who were part of the collective, our speakers and our sponsors, which again, we've never done it. It sounded crazy. We hosted 2 happy hours, and people were like, I still don't understand. But once they finished and they saw, and the impact that it made on the 160 women that came, it was like as much of the growing pains that it was for us. We now know for the second annual, like what the boundaries, the yeses, the nos, the surveys, what could we have done better? But we couldn't have done it with all those women.
Oh my gosh,
it was
absolutely.
an impact of 22 women that made that. The 22 women who were part of the production, which are our sponsors and our speakers. And then obviously us, it's a year of planning, but the years that we've been thinking about doing it. And then really being in the moment of when it was happening, because we're always speaking, we're always, we did do, but because of our location, it was great. We were able to be present and go to the different interactives, but it just, again, it's part of the being intentional and having the purpose. And I'm like, okay, how can we, I don't want to say bigger and better, how can we expand, and how can we bring more women in, and how can we really make sure that, like, this is perfect, the season, whatever the season of the woman that's in, that's part of it. Oh, we're going to plug in a second. How can we make sure, the number one goal was, it doesn't matter what season in life you are, how old you are, as long as you are a woman and you wanted to pour into your cup, wherever that was, we made that happen, and we really did make that happen. And so we want to do that again next year. But yes, thank you too.
Okay. And while you're finding your power cord, make sure we don't turn off, I'm going to say, it going into it, like, we didn't speak. I felt like we created a platform and a space for other women to shine, be in their zones of genius, and be able to pour into the other women who came. I felt like our zone of genius was creating the space and making it dynamic and organizing it for the other women.
We got to produce
For them to come in and do their zone of genius, so that those women would walk away going, oh my gosh, the content, what I learned. I just remember one of my favorite speakers, and I'm just going to do shout out to Tawny. She's amazing what she does. The free information she gave, just sitting there, if you're a woman that was in attendance, you walked away going, she just gave me so much free things. If you took back everything she said, your business online should seriously be booming. But that was the heart of the women that were there, to say, I want to give to the communities of these other women that are coming in, and really just give. I just feel like that was the whole spirit of, like, can we just keep giving? And because Houston is so dynamic and there are so many different groups, I know from the very beginning, I was like, can we just grab this group, this group, this group, all the different groups, the leaders in those groups, the people that participate, and go, can we all just come together to serve one another? And not only that, which we love to do, is connect amazing women with amazing women. We had rooms, the VIP night, of people who obviously paid the little extra to attend, to now meet the other leaders that they would have never been able to meet in the other groups. And I know, because we heard so many examples of people who met other people, that was like, it was like walking in a room and going, you're who? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And walking away with, I just met.
That was crazy, the stories that we heard from VIP night, because just like if you go to a wedding, there's a seating chart. We did our seating chart, but it was very intentional. But like, also, we just kind of allowed the universe to, because we didn't know some of these women. And everyone was like, oh my God, you sat me at the table. And I'm like, it was supposed to be, it was supposed to happen. And I think, like you said, you would have never taken the time to meet any of these other leaders.
No, you would have never known to.
And then, and I'm going to say this because we're not rehearsed. I'm also, it's part of the growth journey, extremely disappointed with the people who did not come and serve this year. Now, do I think they'll come and serve next year? Probably, maybe. Will we have, now we know exactly what the women want. But when people see us, and I know this is gonna rub some people the wrong way, but I don't really care.
Wait, let me drink first. Oh my God.
Yeah, I really am a connector. Like, I'm a guide, a mentor, and my whole thing is, if I die tomorrow, we served, like, women supporting women like there's no tomorrow. I was disappointed in the facade of communities and women who said, oh, this is what we do, but then we did the invitation. Not just once, not just twice, not just text, phone, email, DMs. Just come and see what we're trying to put together, because we did not speak. We produced, and we said, you don't have to produce. We did everything behind the scenes. For the people who completely ghosted us, who never responded, which their businesses and communities. And then I just think there's a level of professionalism that you could have just like, it's not in and we have to do this. We have to respond and say, timeline's not correct. It's not in alignment, but not responding, number one. And then the second thing that was a challenge was the women who just did not believe that they were worth investing in themselves. Like that hurt my heart. And we granted, gave free tickets to the people who actually reached out to us and said, hey, we can't afford it at this time. I don't have a job. Okay, thank you for letting us know. Please come have a complimentary ticket. And which leads us to gifting the $2,500.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
There's nothing greater, well-deserved. I actually got to see Mall Market. There's nothing greater than
How many of our clients are now in Mall Market?
Yes, that are in Mall Market.
I love it.
And going and seeing what she's doing there and seeing like someone else has a heart to serve a community of people who are more crafty, have their own products. And then she has the market where she, for a very small fee, you can have a space there and sell your product.
Co-op market, which is amazing. And so like, again,
for entrepreneurs.
It was like, again, you have to go. That's when I say the growing pains of, we just really want everyone to like hold hands. And if you're a woman-owned business and you have a community, they all come together. And I was just disappointed in that part of it. But now we know for next year, like who we're serving, we already know, obviously know that, but like what we want to give back and
our own personal boundaries.
It's one of those things like collaborate. Like we are a collaboration. Our company name is a collaborations. We collaborate with our clients, but like true collaborations. And we aren't changing who we are. We want more women to jump on the crazy train with us. So that was the main thing about, not the main. It was just one of the we're being real. So we can move on.
We're being real. Okay. Don't send us DMs. Okay. So the other thing, the last thing was, which I don't know. I'm really excited about this. And then you can grab our little journal.
Yes.
So again, nothing just happens overnight, guys. It's work that you put in behind the scenes. So here is our collective journal that we use with our clients. It's now online on Amazon. You can buy. I will personally show you how to use it. If you purchase it, I will give you a 15-minute introduction.
That's a free 15 minutes with Yvette. Like, I'm like, can you just give me 15 minutes?
Whatever. I will personally teach you how to go through it. But it wasn't just the journal. We put together a bundle of the journal, the book, our other book that we wrote on having a relationship with yourself, and then inviting you into our online community for $7.77 a month, which is nothing, but that you get access to our daily messages that we give to everybody. Yeah. So I really love this because I feel like when someone goes, well, I may not, and I understand this, I may not be ready. I may not be able to afford. My mindset isn't in the right place, whatever it is that you're going through. But I do want to just kind of start my journey. How do I begin? I personally think our bundle is amazing. And I really think that the journal is a great place to start because what we teach all the time is repetition, repetition, repetition. And again, I will teach you how to do it. So really excited about our journal.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, transition into.
I'm scared.
No, it's not scary. But we get to serve other communities. And I really don't want to talk about the other communities. I just want to say that it's our heart we do what we do, but we also want to give back in leadership roles or anywhere that we can serve other women and get to know other people and just be a bigger part of the Houston area and nationally. So whether it was Gio being the Latinas in Heal director of operations behind the scenes, I played the role of the HPW, which is the Federation of Houston Professional Women's Director of Programs, being a member of Happen. I was also a board member on HBW, which is the Houston Businesswomen, and being a member of the Ladies in Action for the Heights Chamber. And then Gio also serves right now still the Siphon, ABWA Siphon president.
American Businesswomen Association.
All hail the president. Wait, drink to the presidency.
Drink to the presidency. I love me some Siphon.
I love me some presidency. Gio's sexy status goes up when she's president.
Okay. Apparently.
And then 100 Women Who Care, president.
I know, but I'm no longer. I just came off.
Okay, but this was 2024.
Yes, that was beautiful.
You put a lot of hard work into that.
2 years. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so we really do love just serving and being around all these amazing
women. It was like philanthropy, business, empowerment, community. Like, again, us serving also helps us with the YGC community of like, there's already amazing women doing things in business. There's already amazing women doing things in philanthropy. There's already women doing an empowerment. We took YGC to the next level and said, we're not going to do any of that because you can get it somewhere else, and we're just going to do you. We're going to pour into your cup and not talk about business, spouse, kids, you. And then people are like, what are we talking about? I'm like, come to one of our events and we're going to help you figure that out. So I love that because we're not reinventing the wheel. We're doing something that's not available. So.
Okay, it's crazy. Are you looking at my notes?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I was
That was like
literally
a segment into.
That was a segment into that
The
we
why.
have our own little community, and we love doing things like our book club. We had some wonderful books that we read this year.
Addicted.
And guys, listen, I'm not gonna lie, was not a book reader until we started our YGC book of the month, our book of the quarter, and I listen audibly because, again, I'm not gonna read.
That's still a form of reading.
It's a form of reading, but I'm just saying, like, there's different levels that you can judge it.
That audiobooks are a form of reading. Reese Witherspoon said it herself. Okay, so if you put that
Then
clip
it's
in,
the
it's
law.
a thing. We are audiobook readers.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I walk and I listen to the books, and then we come together and we actually talk about it and how it relates to our lives and what we learn from the characters. It's such a great moment.
Shameful plug, there are people that come to our book club that didn't read the book, but they still come to listen, and then they go read the book. So it's intimate and it's fun.
And there's people who come we've never even met.
Shout out to Jess, who's our book club,
yes,
YGC book club picker, because I don't want that responsibility.
I don't either.
Like, we can produce a show, we can go speak on stage. I'm like,
we're not going to pick up with the books. Thank you, Jess. Okay, and then our tribe community events.
Yes.
Random. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have our own events.
Calendar's there. We do. I went back through. We do 8 events a year. We don't do 12 because the gift of time. We need to take time out. But 8 events a year, plug and play. We have them for the whole year. There's no excuse that you're like, I had no idea. They're already out there. So.
Okay, and then very quickly, we're going to start wrapping it up. We've attended other people's groups in other cities and been a part of what they're doing. I really just have to give a shout out to Kathy because she was a part of the collective, but she just started her own group.
Kathy was also one of our concierges at our collective.
Yes,
and thank you to all the concierges at our collective too.
Okay, and this is such a great example. I went to a Kingwood Businesswomen's event because we know Krista from the wedding industry. Yep. Krista introduced me to Kathy, who the minute I saw her, by the way, I am 5'10" now. I shrunk. Kathy's, it's 5'10", I think. Yeah. Red hair, dynamic, loved her vibe, loved everything about her, connected so well. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have to meet my business partner. This has to be a thing. And then Kathy invited me to her luncheon, went to it and went, I love the fact that she has a luncheon with a bunch of women in Kingwood that all get together. It's informal and formal at the same time, and real women just wanting to connect. And then she connected with Gio, and it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. And then we're like, we need to have her part of the collective because she's so warm and engaging. And now it's who
doesn't love a fiery redhead?
What?
Hello, I'm married to one, so
she's just
saying, I love her energy, her vibe.
You just never know who you're going to meet when you get out and about, and she's just a dynamic person. Okay, we went to a lot of galas. That was fun. Yeah, we spent some money at some galas.
I'm not allowed to have a paddle at galas anymore.
Yeah, Gio is okay. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Because Gio and drinking in a paddle. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, three experiences in a year and a half, thanks to galas. No more.
Yeah, imagine me at a gala with Gio, and we had a lot of these, and she's lifting her paddle, and I'm
trying to help.
I'm like, are you okay with that? And me literally saying, you're not using the YGC.
Hey, 10 year anniversary. I'm going to be in Montana with my husband, so it's fine. We're going to ride some horses. And
again, it always works out for the best.
Yep.
Okay. I love this one. We had a YGC weekend where we did double vote. We worked on YGC and we planned for the collective, and we got to be chaperones for a high schooler group for the prom. Yeah, we got to be, it was like a dual week. We turned hey, you want to come be a chaperone with me? To I'll be a chaperone, but let's use this as a work weekend where we can talk about work.
Oh, that's a whole episode.
But it was fun.
Prom house mom. Yes, thank you. Let's cheers to that. We're finishing this bottle already, but yes, thank you. That worked out, and yeah, that's a whole episode.
Okay. I love this one. Wait, shout out again. We got to do, I think it's our very first client road trip.
Oh my God, that was
To
so much
Austin.
fun. Oh, I want to do more of those.
Heidi and Heather.
Heidi and Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you. H squared. That was Austin. Wow. And talk about being in the corporate world of Cabby, because we have collabed with our client, Heidi, who thank you so much for dressing us for all of our major events this year. But it was great to be, I mean, again, this is collaboration, be with our client to see a fashion forward company who's been around for decades change their mission, values, change the seasons. Their founders are retiring, and being literally, we were about to be a fly in the room there.
Oh yeah, we learned a lot for our client.
It was more, and not that we need validation, but I think, well, we do as business owners, as women supporting women, of what we are doing for our clients, especially in the realm of growing their business. We're a few seasons ahead, but we're in alignment, and it just all like it was a beautiful 48-hour trip of like, even though I lost my wallet, I had to go backtrack for that. Of we are what we do, why we're here, the struggles, the wins, the challenges are all for a reason, and it was beautiful to see that, and we want more of that. Like knowing what we want with our clients and how to see them grow their businesses. And then a corporate business, because she's really in corporate too. It was just beautiful.
Well, and I will say too, I mean, she knows we're talking about her, but it was also, I was very grateful that she welcomed us into her family.
Yeah.
Like
14 years.
This is her, it wasn't just like, yeah, we help her with her business, we help her with the relationship with self, but then she took it the extra step and said she trusted us enough to come stay with me and my sister and let me incorporate the two of you into what I do more personally. I thought that
I know, and now we get to have Heather and Haven.
Yeah, I love it.
And see blooming into 2025. This was, we're done here. Okay, well, let's finish.
Okay. I just want to say this. I'm mentioning this because, again, when you take a leadership role and you serve other women, you never know where that's going to lead you. And this year, because you're the president of ABWA, you got to go to the national conference. So not only do you have the influence impact on the women here in Houston, and then obviously you get to serve them, and at the same time they're serving you and you get the leadership role, you get to take that to a national level where now you get to be exposed and meet other people nationally. I think that's amazing.
In my head, I just did an episode on Alicia's podcast. And one of the questions was, what was your biggest challenge for me, not for my business? And my biggest challenge this year was leadership within the community and especially of Siphon. I have not shed that many tears. And again, not in a bad way. Most people can go, oh my God, you're the president. But going to national conference, being one out of seven of the top, there's supposed to be 10, but there was only 10. So the top 7 organizations in the nation, just rolling into leading into that group was already, I say hard. It is very challenging. It makes me go back and go, I've never had imposter syndrome, and I don't think it's imposter syndrome. It's being able to lead 70 women in Houston and then going to, I think there's 500 of us at conference, and people coming up to us and asking us questions like, how are you doing it? How do you have 70 members? How are you sure? It's a lot of pressure for me and my board. And it's almost like wanting to be perfect, but not knowing how, or wanting to make sure that perfection isn't really a thing. But in my mind, like, how am I going to represent an organization, a company, or a community that's been around for 21 years, and they celebrated 75 years. So being one of the youngest people in the room has never happened to me, ever. And then having people be there for 40, 50 years coming and asking questions, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure that I don't think that I've ever had or been used to, but it was also the reflecting, crying, having the conversation with my board, which was even harder to say, like, I can't, like, I'm learning alongside with you, and I have questions, and you don't want to mess up.
Well, and I will say that from the outsider looking in, you have a very dynamically strong, wonderful group that has
so
like, it's like their foundation that they already set was so strong.
Yeah.
And it was like, I feel like you were able to take their strengths and what they did and go, okay, let's just add and tweak maybe some new things. And kudos to them for being open, for welcoming like change, for saying, how can we keep growing and developing? And I will say this over and over and over, the groups that have that attitude of what can we do to continue serving, even if that means that we need to change some things to meet the needs of the people, the members that are coming. Kudos to ABWA and Siphon for doing that. But I feel like you took their hard work and what they've done in previous years and you like just magnified it.
Commercial.
It's my little dog.
It's a commercial.
But how do we get?
It's coming
Welcome
back.
back.
It's because the fireplace.
5, 4, 3,
It's okay.
2, 1.
This is a manifestation for next year that we're going to be sponsored by somebody, and we have to put their commercial on. Like, no, seriously.
From Coke.
I don't know, somebody.
Right.
But yes, I do. Shout out to my board and all my members. It's carrying the heart and soul of 21 years into this new season. See, I can't make this up. It's like how do you not mess that up? I don't even. And then like half of my board too was new. So anyway, the young blood and also being the young blood, I was like, man, this is different. I'm like, oh, okay. So thank you.
Okay, and last but not least, I just wanted to point out highlights from our clients. Now, again, I'm not leaving anybody out. These are just highlights, but I wanted to just say,
if we miss you, put it in the comments. Give us your highlights.
Yeah, this is generalities. These are not. It's not necessarily. Well, one of these I think is very specific, but it's very much general as far as our YGC. Because I look at. What's the word I want to use? It's not success. It's like
growth, because we've been talking about growth.
I don't want to know if it's even growth as much as, yes, it's growth, but I mean like the growth the growth produces actual things for our clients. Like there's actual tangible things that through the year was like evident of like, and it's, yes, we're like coaching them.
Like a YGC goal came to life.
Well, it's like we're coaching our clients, but then our clients, because they take responsibility, because they understand the repetition, because they understand their own growth journey and they're willing to go along it and they listen, it's like, or listen to themselves really, then they are now growing in certain areas. So that's what I wanted to capitalize or talk about. Okay. So we had a client that actually opened a whole new venue from a dream that was in her soul to start. And I don't want to necessarily go into the details. I just want to name these. Okay. We also had a client that has been able to see herself in a different way first. And then that just was the springboard into her taking more of a leadership role in her company or her bit or what she's doing, business. And she now has a leadership role that's more nationally recognized, and she's getting accolades because of the work that she's been doing in her life. We also had some clients that have had career changes and transitions, and they've gone through the process. Seasons of change, where they're going, you know what, I do want to make some changes in my life, and they're willing to put themselves first. We also had clients that 100% have increased in their clients and their personal revenue, which sometimes I'm not kidding you. Sometimes I've heard some of these revenues that they've gotten. I'm like, okay, well,
it's not in our contract.
Why is
it get royalty?
Yeah, do we get? Yes,
do we need to redo our contracts with some YGC royalty?
Interesting. So helping you made you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You are growing, and that's all that matters. Okay, and then not finally, but this is just a highlight. One of our clients that completed a whole book and is now trusting us to help her with the marketing and getting her voice out there and doing all the things. God. And it's just,
shout out, and she's also our special guest at Haven.
Yeah. So it's just like keeps growing and growing and growing. But I'm like, their accomplishments, I hate to say, and I love at the same time. No, I don't hate to say it. I love it. Are our accomplishments, because if they're growing, and sometimes I am not kidding you, when I am like in my manifesting meditation, I'm like, okay, universe, we keep pouring and pouring and pouring into these other people. Like, I would love the pouring to come into us. And this year it is pouring into us. I yes, 100%.
Yes.
which goes back to the more you just give and give and give, it does come back to you, because I can guarantee you there were times and discussions that we've had of,
I 100%.
whoa,
If we die tomorrow, I know, and not that we're going to, but if we do,
I'm not going.
it's a happy sad. We all die. The goal for me as a person, as a Geo, not YGC, but as a Geo and Giovanna, was, did I make an impact? Did I change a woman's life? And also my children, because I'm not even going to get into that part. It's very important to, like, in leaving the legacy. I feel like, if anything, YGC left the legacy with that chapter, because you know how we started. So if we died tomorrow, you knew how we started and how we did these amazing 5 years. But I know that every client we have had, personally or in business, or actually both, would be come to my funeral. I'm not even have my celebration of life, have the party, and be like, Yvette and Gio, because I hired them, because I worked with them, because I was in their community, they changed my life in some sort of way. And that's all I needed. That when people are like, why do you do this? This is what I do. And even if they didn't work with us and we served, if we served in their community, on a board for philanthropy, one of the girls from the Giving Gown will always remember us.
Yeah.
One of the people from the Fight for Freedom, like, I can die peacefully tomorrow and be like, I did what I was supposed to be here for. And most people cannot say that. And I know I go to bed, and I love my husband. He's my number one fan. And like, that's great, but he's your husband. And my kids can also go, even though my kids are 19 and 16, they can hear somebody else say it. Because if we say it, they're not going to listen to us. Your 4 kids will say the same thing. My mom made an impact.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I'll just say all of that 100%. I'll just say my own little twist on that is my overviewing word, which would probably be, which I'm going to incorporate, which I talked earlier, adding into my goal was the word love, because my perspective now has been like, I want to, at the best of my ability, exude love, give love, and help that, just whatever that is for the person near me that helps. First, me, I got to love myself, and then give that to whoever is around me so that they can love themselves, and then they give that to the next person, and then it's like the ripple effect.
It's like we give the gift of time.
Yeah, it's like
just the gift of love.
Just keep passing that on, and what a difference our world would be if people just loved themselves more and loved each other more, in a perfect sense.
Look, we have one more drink left, and we're about to wrap it up in an hour. We did good. Oh my God. Okay, so this is one of our longer episodes. So we have to piece it out. That's fine. We may do a part 1, part 2.
And I hope you were cheering and drinking at the same time.
If you are a client, are in a community, if there was a highlight, if you don't even know us, and you just put it all. We are everywhere on social media. The links are live. Comment, share, because we're going to go into season 5 next year. Oh my God, we're going into season 5. We're so excited. So another amazing season of redesigning your relationships in 2025.
Wait, could you imagine redesigning your relationships? What was it, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, doing this?
Well, it was called something else back then. Remember? We changed the name.
And it was 5 years ago.
I know. Well,
but I'm just saying, short, yes.
We've upgraded. Every year is an upgrade, but don't forget we have our behind the scenes.
You guys can see what is happening.
You can see what's happening here, and that'll be behind the scenes before, during, and after.
Oh, wait. And one little shout out to someone that we have discovered recently. I'd like to give a shout out to our personal assistant. We
Oh my God. Are we doing that already?
We're doing that already.
Okay, yes.
We have a personal assistant behind the scenes. She's amazing, because everybody needs a Donna.
Everyone needs
Donna.
A Donna.
We've got a Donna.
Well, 2025, we have a lot of things to come, a whole new season, more events, more things, more collabs, manifesting all the collabs, and we're going to get ready for Giving Gown and Haven. So until next year.
Yay! Cheers!
You gotta cheers me.
Oh, cheers.
Bye. Oh my God.